lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. So today I am doing an updated reading for Ariana Grande. I know, this is so long overdue. Next year I'm going to start doing updated readings for people who I've read for before, and I was going to wait to do Ariana Grande, and I was actually going to do someone else today, but Spirit was pulling me away from that other person and pushing me towards Ariana, and I've just seen the news that Ariana has just got engaged, and now I know why that is. So if you do like this reading, please do hit a lovely thumbs up. Remember to subscribe, join our lovely community. YouTube tells me that half of you watching this are not subscribed. We are a lovely community all about spirituality and psychicness, so come on and join us and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for being with me today, lovelies, and let's get into reading for Ariana. Right, okay. I'm going to be honest, when I connected with Ariana Grande's energy initially, I do not feel that Ariana Grande has completed her healing. I feel like it's been cut short. And I think I picked this up on her initial reading. I read for Ariana Grande about 2 years ago, I think in February 2019. So it's nearly been 2 years. I feel like her healing got cut short because I feel like with Ariana, she gets confused. She finds writing and making music very therapeutic, but then it's her work. And I feel so strongly with Ariana that she needs something outside of her work. There is a real disconnect at the minute with who the real Ariana Grande is. That came through so strongly for her. Like, who is the real Ariana Grande? Because right now it's as if she is truly identifying with Ariana Grande, the performer, the singer. And if everything got stripped away from her, which of course it wouldn't, but you know, if everyone decided to unfollow her, if her music career took a hit, it's not going to, but if it did, I don't feel like she would know who she is without her career. And Spirit are really, Ariana is such a spiritual soul. She is such a deep, spiritual, sensitive, emotional, so much depth, but she's not honouring that. And there is a path that she needs to take of healing. A real, what I like to call a Janae Ayoko path. You know, where she really steps into her spirituality and her healing, because she's a truly spiritual person, and I feel like she touches it. I feel like she does use crystals and things like that. I feel like she probably gets psychic readings, but there's still a disconnect. It's almost as if she's not honouring her true self. And I'm sorry to say, congratulations Ariana, but I'm sorry to say I don't see this relationship lasting. I really, really don't. I don't feel like this guy is the right match for Ariana Grande. Spirit, show me Ariana Grande, please. Show me Ariana Grande through the cards. Spirit, show me Ariana Grande. Show me Ariana. I just feel like this man matches her on a material level, right? So he's successful in his own right. She doesn't have to fear, okay, right. Sorry, there's a lot coming through because I'm being drawn to the Six of Cups as I talk about this. I'm just going to stop a minute. She doesn't have to fear with this guy about whether he's with her for the clout. She doesn't have to fear with this guy whether he's with her for the money, because he has his own thing going on. So he provides her with that financial security and stability where she doesn't have to worry about him being after her assets or after her fame. However, and I really feel this guy, they keep talking about Ariana Grande's father, and I don't know if she has a relationship with her dad or he's in her life, but there is some kind of replacement of a father that she sees in this guy, and it's not healthy. Well, Spirit are saying to retract that. There is some kind of thing that she looks for in all of her relationships, for her partner to play this kind of father figure. I mentioned this in Ariana Grande's first reading. Ariana is very, very deep. She's a very, very emotional soul, very sensitive. Her emotions run so deep, I can't even express in words how deep her emotions run. And because of that, she needs someone who can support her emotionally. And if someone can't do that, then she becomes very needy. And that is where she looks for these father figures to fill that space, because I just feel like her father isn't around. I don't know what her relationship's like with her dad, or even if maybe he's still on the earth plane, I'm not sure. But there is a replacement she looks for subconsciously. I don't think it's intentional. She looks for subconsciously in her relationships. And that is why they tend not to work out. She needs someone, and Mac Miller was a very good match for her in this way, because he was an artsy, creative, sensitive, deep soul as well. She needs to be with someone who is as deep as she is, who understands her depth. Because let me tell you something, if she gets with someone who doesn't understand her depth, then they are going to think she's crazy. And that's just point blank, because she's very emotional, very high strung, very sensitive, very empathic. You know, she picks up on the tiniest little things. Like if her partner's off with her, she's going to pick up on it, and they're going to be like, I'm fine. Especially this guy, I just feel like I said, he matches her financially, materialistically, on the success level. But on the depth, I don't feel like deep conversation or compelling intellect, or do you know what I mean? That just deep, compelling conversation. And Ariana needs that from her relationship. She needs that depth. Show me Ariana Grande. So I don't see this, yeah. Ari. Okay, 3 more cards. I don't see this going the long distance, and I'm being drawn to March, and I feel like this will end. Yeah. One last card, please, for Ariana Grande. Okay, there's a mama. I love how her mum came up. Her mum came up as Queen of Swords in her last reading, and she's there again. I feel like Ariana Grande has such a close relationship with her mother. She will always come up in her reading. And I'm being told to pull 2 angel cards for Ariana Grande. Okay, 2 angel cards, please, Spirit. 2 angel cards, please, Spirit. Ah, there we go. Okay. Her healing is not done. Her healing is actually far from done. I'm also being told that her friendships are on the brink. Specifically, I feel with a female friend she's fallen out with, and she's lost some friends. Alright, let's look at the first angel card. So we've got Lord Shiva, Transcendence. Rise up, honour your inner force. Steps are being given, dance with the universe. Okay, honour your inner force. I said this, there is a disconnect with what she really knows and what she's doing. There's a disconnect, and there is healing that needs to be done. The devil, she's Ariana Grande, if you ever stumble across this, please take a break. She's just not happy. Like, I just don't feel a happiness with her. The 6 of Cups is a reflective card. When it shows up, it talks about like reminiscing and remembrance, and there's just a feeling with Ariana Grande, like she doesn't remember what life was like before being famous. So she doesn't know who she is without the fame. She doesn't know like what life is like to not be famous, because she's been in this game for such a young age, and I feel like she's almost tied to it. She's feeling trapped and claustrophobic. I feel like I'm getting anxious with her about it, because it's like I just want to remember what it's like to not be Ariana Grande the performer, and that's suppressed. I don't feel like she's expressed that to anyone. I don't feel like she's openly said it. This is something that's going on internally inside her, within her, what's going on inside her, because I feel it physically. I feel the bubbles that you get when you're anxious, the butterflies. She is trying to suppress how she truly feels, and it's going to come a point where she can't suppress it anymore, and she's trying to distract herself as well, which is what I feel like this relationship really is. I would like to say that, and I predicted this in her other last reading that I did for her about 2 years ago. There's a break coming for her. Ariana Grande needs a break. She needs a break to go away and really connect with who she is as a person, not who she is as an artist, not who she is as a role model, because let me tell you something right now, the only thing keeping her going is the fans. if she lost all her fans today, I don't think she would carry on making music right now, because she's bored with it. It's like she's at a point in her life where she's achieved everything that she could possibly have wanted to achieve, and it's almost like, well, what do I do now? You know, there's an emptiness, and she seeks to fill that emptiness in relationships, and that's why we constantly see her in these relationships, and then they're short-lived. I give this relationship, I feel honestly, till about March. Between March and June, I feel like this relationship won't go the distance. It won't go past engagement. Again, Seven of Pentacles is about reaping what you've sown, putting in the work, and now stepping back and letting it bloom. But it's tied to the Queen of Cups. She's focusing her energy so much on her relationships and letting that be her main focus to distract her, honestly, from what is going on internally. But at the end of the day, there's the heartbreak card, the Three of Swords. She is going to there's going to have to come a point where she has to address how she feels, because internally, I don't care what she's portraying externally, I don't care what she's showing on Instagram, I do not care. The feeling that I pick up on here internally is not good, and I want to send her so much love and light, because I feel like she needs it, and she needs to address what's going on. And they're drawing me to the open communication with that. Yeah, she needs to address, get a weight off your chest, speak up with love and be heard. That is exactly it. It's all inside. She suppressed it because she thought she had healed it all. I believe they're taking me back to the first album that she did. Was it Sweetener? What was the album with ghosting on it? Or was it Thank You Next? They're drawing me to Thank You Next. Is that the one with the beige cover? What's the one with the beige cover? Sorry, I'm just going to have a look, because they're showing me. Because they're saying to me that with that album, she thought she had healed everything. And now more things are coming back up, and she doesn't want to have to deal with it. Oh gosh, let's see. Ariana Grande albums. Sweetener. She thought that she had healed herself through that album, and I also do feel through writing Thank You Next, but they're specifically drawing me to Sweetener. She felt like she had healed herself a lot through that album, but there's still healing that needs to take place, and I feel like she very much so doesn't want to address it, because she felt like she already had, and she's like, I don't want to have to go through that again. But the Heartbreak card is here, the Page of Cups card is here. The Page of Cups talks about, I feel like this represents two things. I feel like the guy she's with has an immaturity in terms of emotions, and like I said, Ariana Grande is Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups should not be with the Page of Cups. He's not emotionally mature enough for her. Ariana Grande is very emotionally mature. Like I said, she runs deep. Her emotions have no bounds. She is a truly deep soul, an old soul. I said that. He is not. It's not good. It's not a match. And ultimately, I give it 3 months. So, and it's Three of Swords. I give it 3 months. I give it till about March, and then I think that will be the end of that. Now, interestingly enough, the last two cards that Spirit have given Ariana Grande is the Nine of Wands and the Queen of Swords. Her mum is always going to be her right hand woman, and I feel like her mum is going to come and be like, okay. I feel like her mum is her right hand woman, but she doesn't interfere too much. She lets Ariana Grande make her own mistakes and live her own life. But I feel like her mum is going to step in here and be like, you need a break. And is her mum her manager? I just feel her mum taking on some work for her, like maybe cancelling things and everything, because it's going to come to a point, honestly, where Ariana Grande can't do a lot of work, because everything's going to start piling up, and all those things she tried to brush away are going to start chasing up on her. Again, I saw this in the last reading, but I see her moving to like a tropical place, taking a break, maybe spending 6 months in the Caribbean and just living her life outside of this industry, which to her feels suffocating. Now, when I talk about the industry, I feel like Ariana Grande is having some problems with the record label. I feel like I mentioned that before, but I see Ariana Grande moving forward, becoming an independent artist, having her own label. I see her having her own label. And I feel like that in itself will give her the freedom that she needs. There's a creative block. Not even a block, it's like a limitation. there's a creative limitation where she feels like she can only go so far with where she is, and I just want to take her out of the situation, like take her away, let her just be Ariana Grande, the girl, not the singer, not the actress, not the Instagram person, not the performer, just Ariana Grande. I feel like Spirit want to just take her out, put her on a Caribbean island in the middle of nowhere where there's no paparazzi, no social media, no connection, no Wi-Fi, and just have her be Ariana Grande and have her reconnect with herself. As we push forward, I feel about 5 years down the line, honestly, I don't know how old Ariana Grande is, but as Ariana Grande approaches 30, I do see another engagement with a new person. And that one I feel is for life. Again, I feel like I mentioned this already. This man who she will be with will be older than her. I feel like he is in the industry. I feel like he matches her on a creative, spiritual and emotional level, which is what Ariana Grande needs. I do see another tour though for her. I see another tour, and specifically I feel like she's going to do like a stand-alone single in aid of something, like in aid of a campaign or to raise money or something to do with raising money for a charitable organisation. Maybe one of those things where she gets a lot of celebrities together, but I see her doing something like that. I do see another tour for her, but as we move towards, I feel 2022 maybe, Ariana Grande starts to drift off and needs a break and takes a break. The thing with Spirit, and we all know this, when we don't listen to them, they have to get louder until we hear. And I feel like Ariana Grande is missing out signals and signs that the universe is trying to give her, that Spirit are trying to give her. Just to say you need to stop and take a break. Now, I do see Ariana Grande continuing to work through the next year, and I do see some exciting opportunities coming up for her. A possible position on like a judges panel. I see, like I said, a standout single, like to raise money for a charitable organisation. I do see her, I don't know if it will be next year, but I do see her, like I said, starting up her own label. I feel like that's way in the future. That's going to be at least 2 to 3 years, possibly longer. But I do see also something to do with clothing with Ariana Grande as well. Next year I feel like there'll be Ariana Grande will be quite in our faces, I think, in terms of work, because like I say, she's trying to distract herself, so she's going to be doing a lot. But as we move through 2021 and into 2022, Ariana Grande will begin to step back, I do feel, because the relationship I feel will fall apart, and that she won't be able to hold it all together. She won't be able to distract herself any longer. I'm sending so much love to Ariana Grande because I do feel like she needs that healing. I do feel like she needs that connection with herself. I see a bright future for her as she approaches 30. As Ariana Grande approaches 30, things really change for her, and I see her life changing and shifting as well. But until then, I do feel like we are going to see a few ups and downs for her. So I'm just sending her so much love and light, and I would ask that you all do as well. Thank you for being with me today, lovelies. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please do hit a lovely thumbs up if you did. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. Leave some love for Ariana Grande down in the comments below, and I will see you soon for another video. Bye, lovelies.